Everybody, happy Sunday. Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. And happy birthday week to Mick Mars of Motley Crue. Cheers. Where's the coffee? Where's the coffee? Cheers, Mick. You've lasted a long time. Mick, of course, has had some, health issues. If you follow Motley Crue over the years, spinal back issues, and still a rock god. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about, some of the unsung heroes of 80s rock guitar. And Mick Mars is one of those. He's one of those unsung heroes. And what I say, and you might say, well, unsung hero like Motley Crue's sold millions of albums, and they're huge, and they're still, relevant today. Still playing the stadium tour coming up this summer, which we have tickets to. We had tickets to 2 shows because they originally before COVID they announced this tour, and they've of course postponed it subsequently for a couple of years. And we bought tickets to the Buffalo show when tickets first came out because there was no Canadian dates. And then since then, COVID coming, we can go to concerts again. That's what I'm trying to say. And so the stadium tour is again this summer, and the same week that the Buffalo show was, they're coming to Toronto. So what we did is we sold our Buffalo tickets and bought Toronto tickets, so we can see it closer to home. But anyhow, and going to be a great show. And I would love to be what band I would love to be on that bill is Poison, because Poison has got enough songs, great songs, that they could put together a killer 1-hour set. Just smoking 1-hour set, and then they're gone by probably before 9 o'clock. Go strike up the barbecue behind the stage and have an amazing summer. That would be just amazing, because they it's just kind of like they're the ultimate warm-up. Then they got the 2 headliners after that, and then that's just it would just be an amazing thing to be Poison. Plus, you just kill with just your best songs. Just kill with your best songs. Easy to do when you have just like a 1-hour headliners, sort of semi-headliner set. Anyhow, Mick Mars, okay, Unsung Heroes, and Poison. CC DeVille's another one. I'm going to talk about the unsung heroes because in the 80s, if you grew up like I did in the 80s and with all the shred monsters, Van Halen got it started. Then we had Randy Rhoads, and just after that, there was just a whole cycle of just insane players like Yngwie Malmsteen, Joe Satriani, Nuno Bettencourt, Steve Vai, just to name some of the top ones. I'm missing a few, but I mean, these guys could play. It's an understatement. They made us not want to play because the stuff was so hard to figure out, and we didn't have tabs. We didn't have, in my case, I started off with a record player, putting the needle down. And then when cassettes came along, it was just amazing. I could tape this. I can tape the songs and just go bang, 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 and go back and forth to the parts. It was just, if you did that, cheers, because that was not the easiest thing to do. But you know what it did? It developed our ears. It developed our ears to hear things. Now we're not just sitting there watching someone on YouTube play a song. We can figure it out. And I still look at people on YouTube to figure out songs, because it's faster. But anyhow, you still have those ears, those really strong ears. And I tell my students, try and figure it out by ear. Give it a try. Experiment. Do that, because it's going to develop your ears. Plus, when you sit down and write songs with your band, or you learn songs with your band, or you're just jamming with people anywhere, whether it be basement or bar or open night, you at least have your ears open and you can play along without asking the questions. What key is this? Blah, blah, blah. But, that was a tough time. But, the Shredders were there, the number one guys, the top 5 or 10 lists I just named off: Nuno, Eddie, Joe, Randy, and but there's other guys. There were some, and that's why I call them the unsung heroes. Mick Mars is one of those guys, and it was funny because if you were in the '80s and was following the shred guys like I did, we kind of looked down upon guys like Mick Mars, CC DeVille, the guys in Warrant. And there's just a bunch more than to name. There's some guys in the middle stream that were in kind of not so huge selling bands, but just incredible. We're just respected players, like the secondary level of George Lynch, Reb Beach from Winger, Oz Fox from Striper. Some other guys that were just phenomenal players, but didn't have the accessibility as Van Halen or Poison or sorry, Van Halen or Whitesnake and these guys. But John Sykes is another one, incredible shredder. But guys like Mick Mars are like the Mick Mars is the foundation of the band. Even though Nicky Sixx wrote all the songs and Tommy Lee was this just phenomenal drummer. I used to go see Motley Crue back in the day and just watch Tommy. And I'm a guitar player. I used to just watch Tommy Lee because he was the engine room. I'll never forget seeing them at the CNE Coliseum on the Shout at the Devil tour. We're standing on the floor. I think it was general admission. Accept opened, which was phenomenal. And then Motley Crue comes on. And I'll never forget Red Hot. Tommy Lee starting Red Hot. It was probably about 4 or 5 songs into the set. And all of a sudden, and then the double bass kicked in. It was just, wow. It was just phenomenal. And then I saw them again. I think Theater of Pain, which they were a mess, but Tommy and Mick were just phenomenal. But let's talk about Mick. Motley Crue tunes down, and I played Same Old Situation here in standard, courtesy of my great person I watch on YouTube. I was gonna say friend, but I don't know him. But I'm a Patreon Patreon member to his site because he has such good stuff. There's a guy named Ben Eller who has a video about how to play Motley Crue songs in standard tuning, because Motley Crue tunes down sometimes a whole step, and some of these songs you can't get the same sound of the riff without doing that. So if you're playing a cover band, you don't want to bring 6 guitars. Well, I bring 6 guitars anyways, but different tunings for different songs. It's a kind of a pain. So you kind of have to figure out ways to play them in standard. Ben has a great video for that. But just the fact that that's the sound, and the guitar sound he gets, the parts that he comes up with. Maybe the solos weren't shredalicious like we heard from those other guys, but man, those songs were good, and those songs were killer. And same for CC DeVille. Poison, gets a real bad rap, left the band. We all remember the American Music Award drunken thing where he just stepped on his cord and pulled out his unplugged his guitar. I saw that coming too. I watched that live, and I said, look, he didn't put his cord through his strap. It was just hanging like that. He's gonna step on that and pull it out. Sure enough, boom. And that was the end. That video of Poison messing up on that award show was kind of the end of hair metal, because that was really, really towards the end. And I don't think CC played again with the band for a long time. He's gone, and Richie Kotzen took his job. Then Blue Saraceno was in Poison for a bit, and then of course they came back for all the reunions later. But he's still a great guitar player. So CC plays on other people's records and stuff like that. Like don't deny this guy. He's got some killer stuff. Just because they weren't the technical metronome beauty of Steve Vai and Betancourt, they still are relevant guys. And today, we don't talk much about it. That's why I just wanted to mention it today. Because today they're just considered great guitar players along with everybody else. But cheers to the Unsung Heroes. Who else did I mention? The guys from Warrant. Now, the guys from Warrant, I hate to say it, but I don't know if they were playing on the records. There was a guy named Mike Slammer back in the 80s who did a lot of session stuff. And, of course, Reb Beach played on Cherry Pie. I think CC actually did some solos on Cherry Pie. So Joey Allen, Eric Turner, Great live players. I saw them both live with Warrant. Great players. And, but you know, there was a lot of session stuff going on. You know, Aerosmith. Okay, a lot of session stuff going on. But still, in the loop of those players, and it's kind of funny. I never even thought of there being another tier of George Lynch and Reb Beach and those guys, and Warren DeMartini, another one. Well, nobody sounds like Warren, by the way. He's just a phenomenal player. But Mick is out on the road. Hopefully his health is okay, but he's a great player. Brought my flame guitar because he has guitars kind of like this with flames on them. Now he plays custom shop Strats with Floyds, which is amazing. I wish I had a custom shop Strat with a Floyd someday. But again, cheers to Motley Crue. Cheers to them still doing it. They probably hate each other, but who cares? That's the way bands are, you know. Def Leppard, another two great guitar players in the band, kind of fall in that George Lynch, Warren DeMartini category for Vivian Campbell and Phil Collen. Steve Clark gets some honorable mention for Def Leppard, the late Steve Clark, but Vivian Campbell. Here's a guy who was a real unsung hero. Phenomenal player. Dio's first album, I thought, who is this guy? He's just incredible. And then, he had his falling out with Dio and that, and then went on to play in Whitesnake. He only had one recorded solo, I think, in the Whitesnake tenure, where he redid a solo for whatever that song's called, Give Me All Your Love Tonight. And then went on to do some solo stuff, and then he's had huge tenure in Def Leppard. It's amazing to see when if you see Def Leppard, some of the songs they do a little montage of stuff, and in the back you see old shots of Vivian in the band, and he's in the band so like he looks so young. It's like you didn't realize how long Vivian Campbell's been in Def Leppard. But anyways, anybody who's seeing the stadium tour this summer, I'll see you there. Enjoy. And Mick will be there. And happy birthday week to Mick Mars. And happy Sunday to everybody out there. The weather's getting better, guys. It's getting better. See you later. Bye-bye.